Welcome back to Marathon SpaceX Extreme Gigabase. That's what the MSX bit was standing for, if you didn't realize. Marathon Tech Priced SpaceX Extreme. Anyway, we are in the middle of getting our supply train delivering resources for science and deploying the science build for 6,000 science per minute. Now, I have realized that we have reordered all of the beacons and modules for yellow science, but we had actually already deployed yellow science. So there's only 304 beacons remaining, but what I'm going to do is if I lower this to that, it will actually cancel any further ones. If I just deleted it, then the rubbish train bots would come and collect it and think that it was rubbish. But obviously those bits are not rubbish, so we need to collect them. Now, we need to do a trick here of getting rid of the items that we are clearly not going to need. And let's just see. Oh, there's the supply train. I doubt that it delivered us anything then. I don't think we've got any modules yet. No, but it will be delivering us modules on its next pass. How far did we get in the last episode? It looks like we've fully deployed green but not red. Alright, let us pick up some beacons in the amount of, say, 200. Actually, let's make it 300. What else did we look like we were missing here? It's mainly just the beacons. Let's get these beacons and head on over to Red Science while we wait for the return of our supply train with the module loadout. This episode we should most definitely be in a position to, well, at least start priming red and green science, I would think. Oh, we don't really need to worry about you. You are the extra green for SpaceX research. Come up here, guys, and deploy your beacons. I'm not quite sure how many trips the supply train is going to have to make to bring all those modules, but 9,000 or 10,000 is a fair few. It's like 200 stacks, so the speed modules by themselves are more than one trip of the supply train. You have a 242, it can carry 160 stacks, so yeah, it's not enough for the speed modules by itself. That's looking pretty good. Let's take that one off for the moment. Excuse me. Now, if we get to the bottom of the science stack, there it is. We can check where the supply train is up to. Has that been long enough for it to come back? No, not quite. Let's just see where it, well, is it here? No. It's already left. It's got a bunch of speed modules, but as just discussed, it's not enough to finish the order. Does that make a difference to our supply? No, we've got tons. Although that kind of suggests we might actually be building some speed modules. Are we building speed module 3s? No. We must have had a delivery though. What about last 10 minutes? Are there any? There you go. A minute production for a short period of time to recoup the losses of, well, the expenditure of some speed modules. Where are we at with the supply train? It's on its way down Circuit Alley, just by the rocket launching facility, it looks like. Here it is here. As soon as it arrives, we'll deploy... actually, we need radars up here as well. Maybe we will quickly run up and deploy radars. Yeah. I certainly like to see what's going on. I wonder if it's because the power finishes here. That's certainly plausible. Radar goes there, that covers that side. How about we have one, oh, we need one in the middle. So about here. They don't have power. Well, that's alright. The supply train is certainly been and gone. Okay, let us load up on modules. They stack to 50, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2,000. 2,000 modules, please. And as quickly as they're coming in, they're getting used up here, but that's fine. There we go. Let's actually help the deployment out a little bit. And while they're doing that, do we have power there? No. No? Where's the last point we have power? There. This one does not have power. Okay. Does now. Now all of this has power, that's good. A few less blinking lights. In a way, I probably shouldn't do the speed modules first. Sorry, not the speed modules, the science first. Just because in many ways it will be the last thing to turn on. I still haven't even brought the trains over into science. When you do things at these volumes, it certainly feels a little bit daunting at times, just how many tasks there are out there to do and how much thinking is required to do them all. I'm kind of going to delay the thinking until we get over to the red and green science, which we certainly should do this episode. Come on, let's do the ones that are nice and close. You don't have to keep flying over to the other side. We'll get there very soon. Still one over here. I was going to say probably it's one of these that's to do that, but no, it actually got done after all. Help out the poor little bots and proceed up here. Are we out of modules yet? No, we still have a bunch. I suspect we're going to have to refill before we'll be done with the science beacons. There's still some. Guess we may as well use up the last few. 30 to go. Why are you flying up there? What about these ones? It's all a bit strange. Bit of a mystery. Alright, we are out. And during this time, this will get a bit of a chance to recharge. All to the good. Would you believe we have actually had all of the modules delivered now? The supply train is at rest. Well, it will be as soon as it gets home. Where is it now? It's on its way home. But it has finished supplying everything. That is fantastic. Okay, so 40, let's get that up to 100, 200, 300. Let's at least get that up to 300. So we can start deploying to the laboratories as we go by. I guess the main thing that we are trying to do is finish off the speed module deployment first. Not moving until this one's done, guys. Come on. Rightio. With a bit of luck, this will be enough of the speed modules. And then we can finish off the laboratories, prod modules, and then move over to red and green science. And while we are there, make sure that everything connects up sensibly and that we set up the providers and well, there won't be. Yeah, actually there is a subscriber. There's the but I don't need to worry about that just at the moment. The publishers satisfy the demand, the resource demand via the publishers. That's what I'm going to aim to do. Okay, next block. And given it's 2 prod modules per, I mean some of these are shared, so it's a little bit hard to just do a direct equation, but it's basically they're surrounded by 12, sometimes they're all shared. But even if it was say an average of 7 each, that's 14 to 2, the ratio of demand for speed modules to prod modules with this setup. Amazingly, our 300 prod modules is still holding out, while not for much longer though. We may have even, except for at the beginning, that looks like the end of speed module deployment for the science labs. So I don't want 2,000 of those. Let's just knock it down to 1,000. Let's boost that up to 500. There we go. Finish off the module deployment. $500 is probably slightly excessive, but that's okay. I don't really need any more speed modules. That was the main thing, so I was reducing their number. Run along here, we should be able to get both sides here. How are we doing? Tons of modules, that's good. Looks like there's one up here. It's done, that's good. We may have actually ended up deploying most of these. I can't see any flashing lights. Well, I can see flashing lights here, but that's a different sort of flashing lights. That's caused by the lack of these things, not the lack of modules. And I think we're good up here as well. Okay, very good. So finally we are ready to remodule up and head over to green science. Let's lower that to 400. Let's boost that back up to 2000. Can't fit it all. Alright, whatever we've got we'll have to do then. At least we don't have any nukes on us. That's always a dangerous proposition. Right. That's yellow science. Up here is green science. It's good to see the flashing lights slowly turn off. Well, actually, it's good to see the flashing lights turn off quickly. That's kind of even better than slowly, but I'll take it either way. It looks like a fully moduled out green science. So we have 2 stops. Green science needs a small number of circuits and a larger number of iron, and I think that's it. Let me just check. We need those, which is just iron and circuits. We need those, which is just iron. Yes, that is correct. So this one will be green science 1, green circuit, unload, and if that's the name we are giving it, let's change this stuff. You can be a green circuit. So can you. So can you. Now, we need a train counter and a train publisher. And oh, the train counter went up there. We need another train counter. Thank you. So, trains on the way is less than P. Then we pick up green circuits, and there you go. We've got a green circuit train on the way. Now, up here, we have far too much. Let's get rid of our... yeah, let's get rid of it down to that. This will be iron plate. plate, and we have too many of these. Let's get a single publisher. Does it look like read train contents? Yes, it does. Okay, I can't see if there is a read from there to there, and actually I'm not entirely sure if there was. No, there was one. Good. Read train contents. Good. Alright, iron. In the future we'll have an iron probably around here somewhere. Or even over here. There's quite a lot of iron ore just sitting there that we could exploit. In fact, that might be quite a good spot to have it. Although it does need to get to blue, but that's not too far. Anyway, we don't have that at the moment, so the iron, and this is where I need my little filter that I keep talking about. I'll get to it eventually. So we've either got iron 1, which will only take it from ISP 1, or we have the iron 3, which will only take it from 3. I think what we need to do is edit this one and add in ISP 3, that one there, and then we will make this an iron 1. That's right, it's not defined. Hopefully this doesn't crash the system. In fact, just in case it does, I'm going to quickly save, and if it does, I will be able to fix the system. Right, and here we need to change U to a 1. There we go, and it didn't crash the system as it happens, and there's a train on the way. Build me baby. I don't know who that is, but that's a funny name. That's the name of the train. Okay, how many green circuits do we want here? -1, -1. Yeah, okay. We seem to have gotten slightly more than we needed, but that is okay. Now, these ones here need to request, I guess it's going to be 4,000 green circuits each. I'm not sure yet on the strategy for let's get down here where it should be safe. The strategy for whether I'm going to actually have full trains, or you know how you can do this sort of thing. I might actually block off half the wagon capacity. So why don't I just go for a 242? Well, there doesn't really seem much point going for a 242, because then you end up with less of these you unload into and a wider arc for the bots to have to carry stuff on. So there's a double reason why that's not necessarily the best. Ooh. Kind of scared me for a second. We don't have any bots here, so we're going to need bots before we're going to see if that is working very well. 22,000, 20,000. Right, I know why it ordered so many. We don't actually have a connection to the there we go. That should stop it in its tracks. We now have a massive oversupply of green circuits, but that's okay. At least we stopped it before it got too bad, which is why doing these one at a time is actually not such a terrible thing. Right, let's head on up to red science. See if I have enough left. I could have actually gotten rid of, that's coming in at the wrong spot. I could have actually gotten rid of one of these probably, because red science, the volume of product that it needs, it could easily cope with a single entrance. And that would help slightly in the overall scheme of things. We still have prod modules. This one needs some prod modules. These guys don't actually have speed modules in them. Actually, let's quickly check. Do they take? They do take prod. Right. Ooh, this is not fun. Oh, good grief. Okay, I'm not going to hold you guys up, but this is going to take a very long time to get out there to kill this guy, so let's have a quick pause. And we'll be back very soon. And welcome back. So we now have another nuclear crater out in the wilderness. In a sec I'll show you where it was. I'm just going to order in some logistic bots, probably say 800 for each of red and green, so 1600 in total. Let's just connect this up with what sort of wire? Probably a red and a green. Oops. It's probably because it's not on. There we go. There you go. It sent a supply request. Now, let's just see if we can finish off whatever we were working on before our rude interruption. Oh, I'll show you quickly where the nuclear crater is. It's around here somewhere. You can just see the pollution extended over there. There's some on the islands here that are getting upset, but otherwise it's not obvious anywhere else. Oh, these islands as well, but they can't reach us, so it doesn't really matter. Turn that off. Right, back into the program. How is red science doing? I think I managed to accidentally order like every train that had iron in it. I may have forgotten to change the names of these things. Well, that one doesn't really matter though, but up here, yeah, those names won't do. Where are we exactly? Yeah, that is supposedly red science. Let's actually, while we're here, green. Okay, oh, that must have been for green. I think I fixed the issue though for green. It wasn't reading the network properly, so it ordered a bunch of extra trains. We actually were doing a tiny bit of work. We're up to 141,000 plates. What's this doing to UPS? 13.6, 13.7, 14. That kind of worries me a bit, but we do have this construction going on. But yeah, there are some things to be a little bit concerned of. Now, red needs copper and it needs iron. It needs twice as much iron. I guess you probably can be copper in this sort of dedicated way that you're indicating. let's just... I don't think... right, that's where Build Me Baby One More Time came from. I think we'll run down there actually and fix that one first, because that doesn't work for me. Green Science, you're not GC though, you are Iron. And I think to be safe I should probably take this guy out and create a new one. Trains on the way, less than P, then order from 1. There we go. But you have been a little bit oversupplied. And up here, not there, but up here, you are Red Science. I find Red Science and Green Science to be a lot more descriptive than Science 1, Science 2. Red Science, what is the format for these? Green Science 1, right, this is Red Science 1. Red Science 1, copper, unload. Good. And copy you to there, but that is the iron unload. Iron unload. Very good. Okay. We don't need all of those. We don't need that. We don't need that. Those can both be iron plates. That can be an iron plate. Now let's make sure we have actually connected up the network before we proceed too much further. No, we certainly haven't here. Where do you go? That should work. Okay, so we need 2 train counters, 2 train publishers, and we need to give them some rules, which is fairly straightforward. That's right, except we want copper. Let's just have a look at our options for copper, copper 4 or copper 2. I'm going to get copper 4. It just gets it from a different location, and getting this guy active will be nice. And you, you're going to have to be iron 1 for now. And you've got somebody on the way as well, so there we go. Now I do believe the last thing we saw was the tail end of the arrival of bots. So let's get these bots. We should be able to grab the lot and move them over to Red and Green Science, and we'll get a bit of a view as to whether Red and Green Science can manage. So I don't actually need those. What I do need is bots. Just give me all you've got, really. That's fine. Actually, we are going to need to prune this stuff a bit. That's only 500 in fact. Let's just prune this down. See if we can fit all the bots. Yeah, that should be enough room now. Are there any bots left? No, I think we have them all. Okay, that's fine. Run back. Right, your green science, actually, before we do anything, there's a few items that are missing. You don't take those, but you guys do. What about you? No. Let's get you some of these, because we spec'd you fully moduled up. Hopefully I left enough modules on me to complete that. Right, that looks better. Now, you guys need... you've got a demand for green science there. Good. That should be about 350. Oh, this doesn't cover everything. That's annoying. Well, you've got your 800. I'm going to run back and grab some more roboports because that's a bit of an oversight. Roboports in the amount of 40 or so. There we go. And I might actually take those guys off there, and just so that I don't run out, let's stock back up a little bit of those as well. So, I mean, you can see the fact that this was as close as it was to, well, the amount of increase in the cycles cost would tend to suggest to me that we may have issues getting our 6060. Just make sure this side can get there as well. Alright, how are the bots being used? They're virtually all being used, which might mean we need more, but we'll leave it at that for the second. Ooh, okay, let's fix that. Oh, I don't care about this one. We care about this one. Now, you need some more of these as well, I think, or do you? That's fine. What about at the other end? That's fine too. No, you don't actually. Let's give you a bunch of bots. How many have you got? 350. Is that all I have left? That is certainly not going to be enough. Do we have more bots down here? And what does this carry on? trying to get to red science. Every single iron train in the shop. Okay, why is that? Let's fix that before we go on. And it's calling more. Calling more. Okay, something is not right. P is not right. So you've got -5 there. That makes it -4. And we've got 25 iron trains waiting. Why don't you just go home? Right, so 350 bots are not going to work. This one's not having a problem, is it? No. It's well behaved. They'll eventually sort themselves out. I had a similar problem with my green ones, so yeah, there's just a little bit of circuit confusion. Maybe the order in which they were laid down upset it or something. Hard to be sure. Right, do you have bots? No. Are there any bots expected? No. Why don't you have bots? Because they're all in here, probably. Yeah. So I need 500 basically. Oh, actually no, I don't need 500. I'll give that one back. Yeah, that's what happened. So there's 350 up there. I needed 450 more. I think I have that now. Let's put these bots to work on red science, see what the numbers are, and we'll probably call the episode about there. How's this one doing? Looks like it might want slightly more bots. This one I don't expect will have enough bots. It's now got 800. Let's have a quick look around red science, see if all the machines are running. Oh, they are, but I do know one thing that is definitely going to be wrong. That's these. They're requesting yellow science. They need to be requesting red science. So the bots are close to managing. That might be enough for red. Anyway, numbers time. 5 seconds. Green is not quite there. Red is there. Green is not quite there. Let's go and have a look at green. I suspect green, it's just a matter of it needs a few more bots. Yeah, here we go. This one is not, or wasn't working fully. Kind of is now. Is that helping? No. How's the bot situation? Yeah, we keep running out. Let's get another couple of hundred and put them in green, see if that fixes the problem. A little bit of bot speed will fix the problem as well. Let's see how we're doing. 14.7, that's not ideal. Might have to steal all the bots from in here. That's almost 200. There we go, 200. Let's get another 200 ordered. ordering 200. No, it's ordering 1.7. That's a bit more than we needed. That's better. Throw these into green, see if that gets green to 6,000. We are building solar, so don't fret about the numbers yet. I mean, we are at 60 UPS, but it's only doing red and green science, so that's not great, and we do need to add some more stuff to the factory. You have all of that. Now, how are we going? Sure, let's have a look. 4, 5. That's actually quite bad at the moment. So you don't appear to be doing anything because you are missing these guys. Why is this one not working? No iron. Why don't we have iron? Iron divided by 1 plus iron equals P, so we should have a P. Why don't we have a P? There's no iron signal, and there is no P, so I've screwed something up here. Oh dear, that's what we needed to do. Okay, what have we got here? We've got a proper one there, we've now got a proper one. Have we done the same nonsense to red? No, we've got it right up there. Everything is in supply, that's why red is going fine. Once we get iron resupplied to green, green will probably be fine as well. The only problem is it takes a while. It actually came from iron plate 3. That's interesting. Does that mean that we have already exhausted iron plate 1? Yes. In a word, yes. They're all out. If ever there was an illustration of us not having enough iron supply, surely just turning on red and green and finding yourself running into shortages is proof enough. Not that it's a particularly serious shortage, because we have this stack here. Although half the trains were dragged out, or they're all sitting here waiting to go. That's actually part of the problem. They're all sitting here waiting to go to red science or green science or something. Red science, yeah, because 5 seconds inactivity. Why don't we just send you back to where you're supposed to be? Because we messed up. This is starting to drop now to something more reasonable. That's partly because green is gone altogether, because it's waiting on an available train. Alright, never mind. I think we've done enough for this episode. Next episode we can rejoin it and hopefully have red and green both working at proper capacity. They should do. It's just... off you go. They should do. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye for now. So a quick addendum, guys. We are now getting our 6.2. There was a blue inserter coming out of one of these gear wheels, which is no good, and we've over-spec'd the total number of these machines, but basically, if you notice, it stops, so we don't want that. So what we do is we add another requester chest. Let's actually take that up to 200 with a stack inserter, and down here that one becomes 200, and then it's continuous, right? That changed, that pushed it up, and I've done that one but not this one. So that was all the difference in the world as far as our performance went. Actually I will put it there so it's a little bit more visible. So you need to be ordering in gear wheels. You need to not order gear wheels and maybe get another 100. Now that's going continuously. We're getting our 6,000 of both types of science. No problem. The factory is just loving its attention at the moment. Interesting, copper's dropped off that much. I doubt it will stay down there, but there you have it. And UPS wise 14.6, but that is with the construction of solar panels going. Hopefully that's enough of an excuse. I think we will definitely need some of the advanced tech researchers and maybe some more tweaks in the factory to get our 60 UPS when we've got everything to producing 6,000. But at least, you know, those two bits are working. So there you have it, guys. See ya next time. Bye bye for now.